Season 5, Episode 1 review entitled Sovereign. Now, this week, this first episode of Sons of Anarchy shows that Jax is a capable leader. Jax can lead his club into a better future as he wanted to, as he was intended to, but it shows that he's trying his best in this season to be a better president than Clay. He want to be a better president than Clay, and it shows in this episode that he can be capable as Clay, because what he did with the Galindo very well, because he figured out that Galindo used the CIA card in order for the club, in order for the Sons to actually make the deal with the Irish, because the cartel need the Irish deal to go through in order to have their guns, and in order for to make them a lot more powerful in the war over in Mexico. And the CIA needs that because they want the Irish. They want to basically get rid of all the IRA members. And Jax told Galindo, he said, I know why you did that, and just know that if you try anything, that I'll just tell the streets. If I'll tell the streets that you been working with the CIA, and then we'll see which gang or anybody in the criminal world will ever deal with you ever again, because they won't view you as being a big bad tough cartels. They see you as being a bunch of government dogs. That's not his exact words, but that's mine. Basically he told him he wanted Bobby out of the prison, out of all that prison stuff from last season. And he's like, okay, we can do that. And the one thing Jax asked for after, he said, after Bobby, he said he wanted to sit down with Pope, because I think Jack's been president for about 3 months, and he knows he probably figured out who Pope was and how powerful Pope is now, how powerful Pope is as a criminal, and making that dumb mistake of killing his daughter, thinking it was Leroy's people that shot at Clay last season. So he wanted to sit down with him, and they said they was gonna get it done. They gave him Bobby, and they wanted they was gonna get him to sit down with Pope. Jax in this episode seemed to have a balance between his family life and him being a president of the Sons. He did a good job at it. At the same time, he's seemed like he's doing good, but at one point he see that he thinks Clay is trying to itch back to power, because Clay openly admitted that he killed Piney, and Opie shot at him for revenge for killing Piney. And Jax looked over the table after everybody left, see how all the members reacted. He basically asked K, what's your play? And he said, I'm out of plays. And Jax, you saw his expression on his face like, nah, I don't think you out of plays yet, old man. Jax, he made some good decisions on this episode, showing he was a capable leader, but we don't know if the pressure of being the president is going to turn him into Clay, or it's going to turn him into a whole different, more worse than Clay. We don't know yet. This is only the first episode. From there on, we got Tara. Tara is his queen. You know, she is growing to be more like Gemma by looking by looking at the episode, the whole episode. She's growing to be more like Gemma, playing, using people as chess, even using, oh, she didn't use her own kids as chess, but it was like kind of a power move. The two power moves she used was trying getting her sons away from Gemma, so they'll be away from Gemma, because basically she's showing that she the boss. Tara is the boss now. She really is the boss lady now. Um, Also, she tried to get Jax to not run from the cops and go to the jail, but it didn't work out. It didn't work out for it didn't work out for her, because Jax listened to his mom instead. And you saw her facial expressions after Jax listened to Gemma, and you saw a stare down between Gemma and Tara. It's gonna be them going at each other, but this is just a small dose of what you're gonna see in the season later on. Them going at each other this whole season. Now, Clay, he admitted at the table that he killed Piney. He lied. He stretched the truth. Said he did it out of self-defense, and he told the truth about Opie shooting him, causing him to go in a hospital, and then blaming it on the Niners, saying it was blacks. So, he wanted to, I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know. It's going to show later on, and it's showing more and more episodes. But to me, it seems like he is trying to get back in the club and in a power position, or he's trying. He either going to try to get into the power position, or put more pressure on Jax, so someone else can be at the president seat instead of Jax, so Clay can control that person. So, or he really trying to get the club to get him out of the club, and he want to atone for his sins. But I don't know. We know Clay for a long time. I don't think that's the case. Gemma seemed like she is going through a kind of a midlife crisis, because now she's having wild sex with the new character that we was introduced to. She literally had like a lesbian experience, or I don't know, because that's what the character said. Nero, the new character, he said that she was playing around with the twin girls. So I think this new character is going to be made for Gemma, and it's going to spell out into, it might spell out into other characters, but I think this new character is going to be made simply to make Gemma give her self-esteem back, or give her a rule back like she had before, and show her that she is, basically give her everything that she lost in season 4, because she lost her power, and she lost her husband because he betrayed her, and she holding on to one more thing, and that's Jax. She's trying to control Jax, but at the same time she has an opposition to contend with, and that being Tara. So this episode showed basically at the same time she's trying to gain her confidence back as a woman, but at the same time she's trying to keep her place being in the club. We don't know how it's going to end, but basically that's what it shows in this episode. Now we got this Navarro character. He's a charming guy. Seems like he has his way with the ladies because he's running a spa. He is smart when it comes to females, but I don't know if he's as smart when it comes to the criminal world. I mean, when you sort of seen him talking to Gemma on the phone to confirm his number so she can have his number in her phone to call him back, you saw, you know, his little gang in the background. We don't know who is this guy, how high his rank is. We don't know anything about this guy, so he can be. It showed at the end of the episode that he could be a help for the Sons, or he can be their ultimate enemy, other than Pope. Now we last person, cause Tig. Before I get to Pope, Tig in this episode, he was dealt the biggest blow in this episode, as far as, you know, everything from betrayal to sadness to anger. Everything in this episode, in my opinion, this whole episode was literally about Tig. In my opinion, this whole episode title was about Tig. It's because he went through more than everybody else in any of the characters in this episode. You know, his daughter got killed in front of him, and his best friend lied to him, causing him to kill an innocent woman the second time. Him losing his place in the club last season, and him not knowing where to go and who to actually talk to in the club. You know, in my opinion, Tig is either gonna going on a self-destruct path, or he's going to bury the club in a lot more of his problems. And then last but not least is the what's his name? Damon Pope. Damon Pope, when I forgot the sheriff's name. When the sheriff, the black sheriff, I'm gonna call him that, the black sheriff, said Damon Pope was the most dangerous man in Old Town. It shows in this episode that he is just, in fact, is really dangerous. His men look capable. His right hand man looks capable. The stuff that he done in this episode showed that he's a dangerous man, because he killed Leroy. So Leroy was basically, what caused Pope to kill Leroy was basically because Leroy was starting a war with the Sons, because over the death of his girlfriend and Pope's daughter. And Pope didn't want that to come back to him, because the first person they'd go to, especially with his criminal background, is Pope. And Pope, you know, said it. I worked too hard to let this kind of stuff get in my way. You know, I tried my best to distance myself from the criminal element, and he killed Leroy as a result. Like, so nothing lead back to him. The second in command, he gave this Leroy second in command to leadership role, in order to, you know, to see if he can quiet the beef between the Sons, so Pope can make plans or do whatever he needs to do. And this guy failed. He failed miserably, and his failure ended up with him getting shot in the head. You know, the detail is, what I think it was that made August shoot him. Pope probably told him, you know, give him a gun with no bullets in it, and tell him to kill Jax when we meet him, and see if he has the ability of a leader to not use the gun, and try to, you know, calm it down between him and his Sons. And if he do pull out that gun and pull that trigger, you pull the trigger out on him, which was very smart, because the guy pulled the gun out on Jax and fired the gun. It wasn't it was no bullets in there. Jax whipped his ass, and when he got back up, he got shot in the head. And Jax translated that into Pope speaking to Jax, telling him he can kill. He said Pope is the one who says who dies and who don't. You know how powerful he is. Jax, got the message because it was a message to both the Niners and it was a message to the Suns at the same time. That's how smart he was, and I don't want to get too much detail because I could talk a long time about that intelligent move he did. And the last but not least, he killed Tig's daughter. He killed Tig's daughter for emotional reason because his daughter got killed by Tig, but he wanted Tig to feel what he felt, and he wanted Tig to feel the anger and the sadness at the same time as he felt, and he did it. He accomplished that goal. But not only that, he killed Tig's daughter. He used the cops to get Tig out from the Suns, so they wouldn't be with him, and basically he lured him out, and he basically said, I want you to catch me, I want you to try to kill me, literally, basically that's what he didn't say that outright, said it, but he like, I literally want you to kill me because I have another trap for you. And that trap that Damon Pope made was he wanted Jax and Tig inside prison so they can be killed by the Black Nation. And that's a genius plan. So what it tells me about Pope is that he's always a man who has 10. He's always a man who has 3 plans, and within those 3 plans, there's more plans that back all the other plans that he has up. So he's a very, very methodical guy. So I'm happy to see that they have a character like this on Sons of Anarchy, like Zobel, because when they were Zobel, it seemed like they didn't. In the beginning, they didn't learn. Now, I want to see if they're smart enough to counter everything that Pope has done in this episode, in the next episode, Also, to finish this off, this is going to be kind of a lesson to the Suns, because the Suns, when Clay was in president, he will always use blacks as a scapegoat. Always. He used the blacks many a times in many past seasons as a scapegoat. Now this is going to teach the Suns that you shouldn't use black people as a scapegoat, because if you do use these blacks as a scapegoat so many times, they're going to find out, and they're going to come back and they're going to challenge you on it. I don't know how to say it, but the Suns has been, like I said, the Suns has been using blacks as a scapegoat for the whole Sons of Anarchy. They've been laughing, or basically aligning themselves with it when they needed them, but they will always use them as scapegoat. In my opinion, this is going to teach the Suns. It's going to teach them that the black people is not as dumb as you thought they were. Because basically D'Angelo Pope is that one man, that not that dumb black guy who walks in jeeps and shoot guns and do all that. He's a sophisticated criminal, and he's going to show you that he's more dangerous than Zobel ever was, and this is going to teach him a lesson. And I think this might bring the first black person in the Suns. I don't know if it might happen. It might happen in the near future. It might show them, to give them more of a respect for black people than they did in the past. Yeah, that's about it, man. I'll see everybody later on.